Good afternoon, good evening, or good morning, depending on when you are watching this. I am or listening to this. I am Shantae Javon Taylor, neuroscientist and success strategist, and you are having coffee with a neuroscientist. Welcome, welcome, everyone. Today's topic, if you are on social media, watching me, or if you are on Clubhouse, I'm doing my very first Clubhouse room, so they get the advantage. Hi, Jamal, I see you there. Today's topic with Coffee with the Neuroscientist is your brain on investing. Okay, your brain on investing. You're not going to want to miss this, okay, because you haven't heard it like this before from a neuroscience perspective, okay? So grab your coffee, grab your tea, grab your water, grab your green drink, grab whatever makes you happy, and hang out with me for a few minutes, okay? All right, so your brain on investment. What is an investment? Has anybody bothered to look up the word investment? Because I think it's very important that we know the standard definition of the word investment. And one of the reasons why I felt called to do this topic is because of course, I'm an entrepreneur. I'm the founder of the Optimind Institute, and it's our mission to empower 100 million coaches and leaders and everyday people to understand their brains better so that they can really have the influence and stand out and have the transformations that they can have in their clients and their organizations and all that. I truly believe that if everybody learned to use their brains more intentionally, that this world will be a whole nother universe, if you will. People will be operating in their higher purpose, their higher frequency, and our humanity would be on a whole nother level. Our innovation, we would be able to resolve the world's issues that's been plaguing us for thousands of years. Okay, enough about that. So I deal in this world where people are often hesitant to invest in themselves, to invest in their futures, because they have a limited view on what's possible. But when you start to understand the power of the brain and how the brain sees the future, how the brain sees certainty and uncertainty, then you can start to shift the way you think and make more powerful decisions in your personal life, in your professional life, and in your business. Does that make sense so far? So let's define what an investment is. It is an asset. Okay, first of all, an investment is an asset or item acquired with the goal of generating income or appreciation. So, what is an asset? An asset is a resource. It has economic value that you own, okay, with the expectation that it will provide a future benefit. So when you make an investment, whether it be in your business, whether it be time in your relationships, whatever the asset is, it's with the mindset that you're investing in the moment with the idea that you will accumulate some kind of future benefit or appreciation. So when your clients or when you are hesitant to invest in your business, to invest in your family, to invest in anything, it's because you are limited in the present moment versus what the asset is really designed to do. It's designed for your future benefit. Let's give a couple of examples, non-business examples, okay? Do you invest in your education? When you invest in your education, you're probably spending tens of thousands of dollars if it's a bachelor's, depending on what school you go to. You know, if you invest in a master's degree, that's another 50 to 100 grand, depending on where you go to school. And don't even get me started on graduate school, hundreds of thousands of dollars. If you want to be a doctor, get your MBA, be a lawyer, be a PhD, hundreds of thousands of dollars. But why do people do that? Why do people invest when they have no money into education because they have it in their mind that it's an asset that will give value in the future. You fully expect, right? You fully expect that when you invest tens of thousands of dollars in your education, that you will eventually make that money back, right? Make your investment back and then profit. And everything else is profit after that. Isn't that correct? What about a car? When you invest in a car, you do it with the mindset that the car will get you from point A to point B faster, saving you time, saving you effort, saving you energy. Maybe it's getting you from point A to point B because point B is your job where you can get paid, right? Because now you are getting value from the asset of investing in your education. So it really doesn't matter what the asset is, whether it's your time, your effort, your energy, your money. It's always with the idea that you're going to make a return on your investment. Let me tell you why this is important. Because when it comes time to investing in yourself, investing in your future, investing in your business, you can't be hesitant. Because if you plan to be in business, if you plan to be an entrepreneur, you have to go with the mindset that you're investing in the present with the idea of not only making your investment back, but also making back a profit. If you don't have that mindset, you have no business being in business. People, I'm going to let that resonate for a second, okay? Process that. Think about businesses, okay? Think about companies. They invest hundreds of thousands of dollars, millions of dollars into marketing, into buying raw materials, right? Because they expect that when they put in the millions for marketing, they expect what? A return on investment and to make 10, 50 times the profit. When companies need a line of credit, you also have to reconfigure your brain for what credit is in the business world. Credit gives you leverage. Lines of credit allow you to buy the raw materials to build your product or service so that you can do what? Sell it at a profit. So not only are you making your money investment back, but now you expect to set it at a price point where you make a profit. That is what business is. That is what investment is. So if you come into the business world or into the entrepreneurial world with the mindset that, oh, I can't invest. This is all I have. Well, that's going to be all that you have. Because investments are made for you to make the investment back and then profit. It's what any other company, any other business does. So you really have to, reflect on that. So I am going to share you the brain science, okay, behind why we're so scared to invest sometimes. But I wanted you just to look at it from a general level about the idea, the mindset of investment. Okay, it's for the future. That's the definition. And it could be time, money, effort, energy, whatever. Okay. So your brain, let's talk about your brain. You're having coffee with the neuroscientist, by the way, or whatever you like to drink. Your brain, one of the reasons why your brain does not like to make investments is because if an investment is for future gain, if an investment is for future profit, If an investment is for future appreciation of something, getting greater value, getting greater visibility, getting, greater respect. It doesn't matter. An investment leads to something that is going to be a profit or something that increases your value. Okay. But one of the reasons why the brain doesn't like to invest is because sometimes we can only see what is in front of us. We can only see what's in our bank account. We can only see, we only have the perspective from our perspective, what we grew up with, our programs. And there's a part of the brain that is just scared of the future. Uncertainty is not good for the brain's processing. So when you're investing in something that's for a future purpose, the brain is going to get scared. The brain is going to amplify in its fight mechanism and go instinctive and want to run away from the problem. It's a human ancient mechanism. If we can't see what is behind the bush, if we are uncertain about if it's a bear or a cat or a rat or a mouse behind that bush, we're gonna run. Okay. And we have ancient mechanisms in our brain, so it really hasn't changed that much, the wiring of uncertainty. But since we live in modern times, everyone, this is where a neuroscientist comes in. We have to start rewiring our brains for modern times. Everything is not a panther, okay? But your brain, you have to retrain your brain to see that investments, while there is some risk, it's a necessity for your growth, for your respect, for your relationships. Whatever you're investing in, it's for a future product or outcome. Whether you're putting in time with your kids, you may not reap the benefits right away, but you're building a relationship, a stronger relationship, right? When you're investing tens of thousands of dollars in school, you're thinking ahead. Like, when I finish school, I'll be able to get a job where I'm getting paid six figures, and I'll be able to pay my education back, and then I'll be able to profit as well and take care of my family. So you have to think about what investment really means in terms of building out your future and securing a better future, and how it relates to your goals. Okay, whether it's your relationships, your job, your profession, or whatever, it's all the same to the brain. Okay, so you have to retrain your brain on what an investment is, but your brain is going to get in the way of any kind of decision you make based on your investment. Okay, it makes no difference. Your brain is always going to, have that little trigger. Well, should I invest all this time? Should I invest all this money? Should I invest all this energy? So depending on where your brain is, the baseline will determine how resistant you are, how scared you get. Okay, so you really have to really think about where you are in time and space and what your goals are. If your goal is to be an entrepreneur, you can't use the same brain or the same mindset that you use not being an entrepreneur. It's not going to work. It's a totally different brain mechanism. Totally different neural pathways that has to be generated, totally different mental habits, totally different emotions. Let me get on emotions, because your emotions dictates all of your decisions, all of my decisions, whether you want to believe it or not. We are emotional decision makers. Okay. So if you have fear around making investments, if you have fear around uncertainty because you can't see that far ahead, then you're not going to do what you need to do in order to make the investment. You're going to shrink. You're going to go back to your old ways. And we know what that means. Your old habits, your comfort zone It's like a never-ending cycle. You're going to get tired of it, and then you're going to be right back to, okay, I need to do something different. Like I said, Einstein says it. You cannot expect to solve your problems with the same type of thinking. Okay? As a neuroscientist, I say it a little bit differently. You cannot expect to change significantly or solve your problems with the same neural pathways that you had before. You have to recreate your brain, redesign your brain for whatever goals that you want. Okay? And we know the brain is capable of doing that. So I just wanted to make sure that you understand that in order to move forward in 2021 and beyond, if you are sick and tired of being sick and tired of where you are in your relationships, in your business, in your profession, and you have these big goals, but you keep making the same resolutions and you keep starting and stopping, if you're tired of it, I want you to know there is a solution. And the solution is learning how to master your brain. And I'm not saying listen to a bunch of affirmations. I'm not saying whatever, doing The Secret or whatever people are saying about your mind. I'm talking about literally learning how your brain functions and how to create new neural pathways for your goals, for your success, and override the systems, the mental systems that are going to keep you scared and frightened and uncertain. And you also need to learn how to create the new mental habits for your success. It's just something that you have to do. You do have to put in the investments of time, energy, and yes, money too, to really learn systematically and powerfully about your brain. Now, I get a lot, as a neuroscientist and success strategist, I get a lot of people, like I have a lot of people from every walks of life who follow me, who subscribe to my email, my newsletters, who watch my videos. So I can't talk to a specific person, but I actually can talk to everybody's brain. So no matter where you are in your life, I can help you to master your brain. So let's say you're a coach or a leader. I can help you. I can train you. I can certify you to be a neuro coach and neuro leader so you are a more powerful, advanced coach. You get powerful transformations in your business, in your organizations, and you would learn the brain 12 layers deeper, okay, than anybody else who's just, learning the brain on the surface, okay? If you have no desire to be a neuro coach or a neuro leader, that's okay too, because I have something for you, okay? So, because I truly believe everyone should at least know the basics of their brain, okay? Not from some random article. You still have to learn it systematically because it takes time to create the neural pathways of success, okay? So if you're not looking to be a neuro coach or a neuro leader, then you can still learn powerfully about your brain systematically from an actual neuroscientist, actually from a team of neuroscientists. That's what we do. So no matter where you are on your journey, you can be the master of your brain and learn how to use your brain more powerfully to reach whatever goal that you want, that you keep slipping on, you're not really committed to, or that you keep shrinking from because your brain keeps resisting, okay? Your brain is the key for everything. It's the key, it's the common denominator for everything. It's the force multiplier for everything, okay? Think about LeBron James. Can we talk about LeBron James for a minute? If you don't know who LeBron James, he's a very famous basketball player, like one of the best on the planet. LeBron James spends $1 million a year on his body. Why would he do that? It's because he wants to make sure that his source of ultimate success, his asset, his most major asset, his body is in peak mental condition at all times. Okay? So, what is our ultimate asset, everyone? Our brains. Our brains is the ultimate resource for us to reach our goals, to make money, to have relationships. It all requires the brain, the systems of the brain. So if we are not investing in our brains, people, we are not getting the true value out of this human experience. We're not leveraging our true human potential, people. We are not able to reach the goals that we're able to reach just barely operating or unintentionally using our brains. So, I want to get to the point where I can spend $1 million on my own brain, but I've already spent hundreds of thousands. So, I'm getting there. But the brain is the source of everything. And if you want a different path, you need to make an investment in your brain, how you use it. Okay. Just like when you invest in a house, what do you expect? You expect a return on your investment. You expect to have equity in the future. If you invest in your brain, you'll be smarter, more efficient, more effective. You'll be more innovative, creative. The way you treat people, the way you influence people will amplify. Everything will be amplified. It's literally a force multiplier. Okay. So I wanted you just to give you a different perspective on what investments really are, because I don't think people look at anything from the brain's perspective. But when you go through my programs, whether it's the, certification program or just, the Resilient Brain, Resilient Life membership program, you are going to be able to look through the lens of the brain with everything you do. You're going to wake up thinking about your brain and how to sharpen it. And you'll start to see the results on how you function, on how you make decisions. And the things that used to bother you won't bother you. Your priorities shift. Stress doesn't get to you the same way. And so, it's just another way of thinking and being. It's a more powerful way to live this life. Okay. In your business, in your professional world, and everything. So that is what I wanted to share with you today. You can always go to ShantaeTaylor.com and learn more. I just did a podcast with Caitlin Donovan. I hope I said your name right on her Fried Burnout podcast. And it's about your brain on burnout. So if you want to learn more about the brain and mind, if you want to start dipping your toe in it and then immersing yourself in it, there's always another level. I always tell my students and my clients that every next level of you will require another level of your brain power. And if that is required, if that is the requirement, that means you need to learn more about your actual brain power, right? All right. I hope this served you. I know it's a lot to process, revisit it, rewatch it. If you're watching the replay, thank you for joining. I'll be reading your comments and responding. You are having coffee with the neuroscientist and success strategist, Shantae Javon Taylor. Remember, when you better your mind and better your brain, you will better your impact, especially when you invest in it. All right. Take care, everyone.